Hiya Norman. Have you been editing the highlight show as well? How was it?
Good. Very good.
That's good.
Good action, good commentary.
Yeah, the action was good. Who was that company? I know you weren't happy the first day.
Oh, television.
Television.
No, I wasn't happy about some of the issues. Yeah, if there's an issue, tell me. Not tell me and give me. So I want those ones. Don't give me details.
Yeah. Oh, okay. But other than that, it was all good. Patty seemed to do a good job.
Yeah, she's alright. You know her, right?
Yeah, we used to work together. Yeah, she's alright. I didn't know she did rugby, so that's good.
No, it's just like hard to find anyone available like that.
I'll do it for you next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can come into
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome the team from Hong Kong and Thailand.
So welcome back to the Asian Sevens Series here in KL, Petaling Jaya to be exact. And it's the arrival of the incumbent champion team from the Hong Kong leg, Hong Kong. And they'll take on Thailand, who upset the apple cart as far as seedings went this morning with a win over Philippines, 14 points to 7. So that's good work. If you're watching our stream, thanks very much. Hope you had a nice lunch. I certainly did. A little Indian place around the corner there, vegetarian. It's Jamie Hood, the captain of the Hong Kong team. And he kicks off their campaign with a kick down the middle, a little longer than usual. Alex McQueen can't get under this, although he collects the dropped ball, and we're playing advantage here for Hong Kong. McQueen to Varty, who's standing at first receiver, a little different there. Hood, who skirts around the outside of the defence. Good determined run, setting the tone from... Oh, he's still going 3 metres away from the line. And here comes Shalom out to McQueen. It's Lee Jones to Woodward, who goes over for the first try of the series, of the leg for Hong Kong, Max Woodward. Hood from 13 metres in. Oh, he's got it over too. Just enough juice on the ball to get that one over. So a pretty amazing start from Hong Kong, carrying on where they left off at their home leg. Was it 2 or 3 weeks ago? I can't remember. It all seems to be a blur now the last few weeks. And one wonders with Thailand, with that victory over the Philippines under their belt, whether they'll just be on cruise mode here, saving themselves for the plate tomorrow, hoping of course that Philippines don't upset Hong Kong. Tamapon, big bulky boy from the Air Force. Here's Woodward, the try scorer. Jinks jives, uses McQueen as a little foil there. Oh, good strong running, and here's Alex McQueen, who gets scissored between two defenders, flips the ball out the back, but it finds Thai hands. We've got numbers down the blind side here, and I think it's Chanadit Chaptanai, actually. He puts in a kick and chase. Don't think he's got the legs, sadly, on Hood. Hood goes down on it, but Chaptanai does well to put a lot of pressure on. Tom McQueen's there, and referees awarded a penalty here for Thailand. That was good stuff, good pressure from Chaptanai. 24-year-old, in and out of the squad last season. They're going right. We'll switch to Tamapon. No way through for him though. Pressure at the breakdown as well from Hong Kong. Again, it's Hood leading by example in the tight exchanges there. Oh, now it's a penalty against Thailand for hands in the ruck. There's a lot of pressure there. Sometimes the referee will let a hand go if they're on the front foot, but Hong Kong certainly did some good work there at the tight to slow the ball down and then put the pressure on. So it's Woodward to McQueen. Of course, Tom McQueen, the player of the tournament in the Hong Kong League, hasn't got the start today by the looks. Relying on, well, there he is actually. He's on the outside. He's just hiding from me, and he won't need to be involved with this one either, because his brother Alex has got the grubber kick and scampered through on it. So Tom McQueen with not much work to do on the outside. Alex with the try. Hood with a much easier one than the first attempt. And over it goes, 14 points to 0. It's reasonably warm. There was a lovely breeze in the first session of the day. It's come quite still and sticky here at the Petaling Jaya Stadium. We have an injury concern off camera as one of the Thai players, I think it's Panapat Pultarat, is being led from the field with a bit of a gash on the scalp. So Hood there with a really good piece of work over the ball, back on his try line. Very good leader, sets the example, that's for sure, as we've seen so far in this game. Accurate, strong, brave, and that's an interesting kickoff that Laksana Sompong has just whacked over his line. What the referee is saying is he did it on purpose. Actually, I think that's a little unfair to Laksana Sompong there. I think he was trying to flip it back to his teammate, but he just got too much hand on the ball, it went dead. So the referee has not only penalised him, he's yellow carded him, which, you know, it's a bit unfair. Alex McQueen takes it from the tap. Hood. Oh, Hood just scoots around the outside of Akarin. Akarin really needed to push out on defence there and make the tackle. Well, Hood is just looking a class above everybody at the moment. There's a great deal of discussion on who should be given the Player of the Tournament award in Hong Kong. A number of Hong Kong players sticking their hand up. Tom McQueen, of course, the boy on the outside scoring all the tries, and he's the first one to admit that he gets them because of all the good work on the inside done by his teammates. But his brother had a good tournament, apart from a couple of handling lapses. And also this man, the captain, Hood, would have been in contention too. But they gave it to the glory boy on the outside. The man who's been described as having the worst lid in Asian rugby, the worst hairstyle, Tom McQueen. Once we get a shot of him on camera, I'll leave you to make your own judgment. So 3 tries to 0 at the moment. Hong Kong over Thailand. And a free kick, the men were ahead of the kick there. So Thailand with a chance to break back just before half time. In from the side there, says the referee, so Thailand get to continue their attack. Wants them to go back on the mark again. Surachai with the ball in his hands there, number 2. Surachai from the Army Club. And this gives a nice little ball too to his teammate, but he spills it, so it's a turnover. There's Tom McQueen there. Varty, quick hands. It goes out, they miss Coverdale, it goes to Woodward, who decides to cut inside and re-link up with Varty, and well, Varty has some really good pace, which has improved as he's become a full-time athlete at the Institute in Hong Kong there, and no worries there for Varty to get his first try of the tournament. His legal career on hold with Tana DeWitt. Apparently he goes in half a day a week, makes an appearance just to keep his hand in. Working with Kim Borum there at the office. I'm sure she doesn't let him get away with too much. So that is half time, and Hong Kong have already got 4 touchdowns in 7 minutes. That's a pretty good conversion rate, considering Thailand had some good periods on attack as well. So just to confirm the score at half time, 26 points to 0. Hong Kong are leading Thailand. Thais there in the huddle, obviously asking a few questions of each other. Well, they had a great game against the Philippines, got off to a 14-0 lead in no time, and then just managed to defend it rather stoutly. And I just feel as though for this match they've probably got their eye more on tomorrow's play. They've reached that plate level. As long as Philippines don't go and defeat Hong Kong later in the day, that might leave their plan a little awry. There's Coverdale. We haven't seen much with him and the ball in hand so far today. Likes to range wide. I know he'll be looking to improve his performance from Hong Kong, where he was good in the tight exchanges, just out wide, let himself down a few times with handling errors. Wasn't the only one, of course, as we mentioned, Alex McQueen on day 1 with a few as well. So it's Akarin who will restart. Quite Kumquat, their captain and playmaker, has got any time on this game yet. This again just lends to the fact they may be trying to save themselves. 26-0, second half starts, and Shalom Yu gets a little push in the guts before he's able to compete for the ball, and looks like he might have done himself a little injury there as well. Doesn't look in too good a nick as he goes down the ground, clasping at his inner thigh or knee there. So he did fall a little awkwardly as he got the push in the guts. Hey. Oh. Went off, went black. It's okay. Play just breaks down. Everybody happy with just having a little breather. We don't have the luxury of replays here this weekend in Kuala Lumpur, so just talk you through it. Obviously, Yu Kam Shing just going up to compete for the ball and just getting a little prod in the solar plexus before he was able to get the ball in his hand, so fell rather awkwardly. Such is the competition in the squad, though. He'll want to stay on. Tom McQueen having a run in the first half, so he'll want to make sure that he stays on just to keep himself in contention for some time as things get serious later in the tournament. Hood slots it into touch from the penalty, not quite over halfway, but of course they get the throw in here to the line out. Tung Hin Hung will throw it in. Made a bit of a comeback in the squad. Been in and out of the 15s and 7 squads over the years, but always a very sound, reliable player. As Hood at first receiver this time. Vati on the crash, and Tung is there. Nice work, and there's a bit of a debate whether Hong Kong will miss the muscle of Nick Hewson, who hasn't made the squad this weekend, not a passport holder, so with Asian Games in mind they've decided to select the core of the team based around who will turn up at the Asian Games. So it's good to see some work there, I think from Coverdale. Here's Akarin, who decides to spend a bit of time on the back foot to eventually make some ground. They go right. Chattanai, a very elusive runner. Ties just basically giving up there and putting the ball to boot and giving the ball away to Hong Kong, which is not the wisest thing to do when you've got men like Rowan Vati around, that's for sure. All he needs is a little glimmer of space, and away he goes. Vati, his second try of the match. It looks like he's taken to the fanciful hairstyle of Tom McQueen as well. Almost like a Japanese samurai look, isn't it? But if you haven't got the full armour on, it doesn't look as convincing as perhaps a Japanese warrior. But Hood, a very conventional man. So Thailand conceding a try early on in the second half too. 33-0 now. Hood's converted 4 of the tries of the 5. Just taking the time, pacing themselves now, Hong Kong. It's interesting how, as teams develop, they know how to pace themselves, and 2 days of pretty tough effort. They have to be in good trim if they make the final. There's Chattanai. He always looks pretty useful when he's got the ball in hand. Backs his pace. That time deciding to, again, just reroute the attack. So Laksana Somporn, who of course got himself yellow carded for a debatable incident there late on in the first half. Of course referees will be watching this stream and telling me I was completely in the wrong after the game again, but well, I don't have the luxury of watching it again and again, as most referees don't either. All part of the fun and debate of rugby. And here's Vati again, who looks like he's on for his hat-trick. Nice piece of work, and I know a lot of the coaches on this Asian Sevens Series gasp when somebody kicks the ball, but if there's no sweeper and you back your pace and you've got the defence on the turn, there's always room for one of those little kicks, as Vati knew there. Experienced now over 10 years in the Hong Kong Sevens setup. So with Hood having a spell, it's left to Alex McQueen to convert. So he's got himself a try and a conversion already after 10 minutes of action. So coming up next, we'll be looking at Pool B, where Kazakhstan will take on Sri Lanka. So that'll be the big and the strong versus the fast and elusive. Alex McQueen. That's a nice high kickoff. The Thais do all right though. They pat it back and manage to get position. Here's Kumquat to Laksana Sompon to Chattanai. Chattanai cuts inside Shalom Yu. Vati comes across and wipes him out, and there's a knock on. So Hong Kong will settle for the scrum. Not sure if there was any advantage to be had there, but I'm sure Hong Kong will be more than happy just to, again, pace themselves. Kato Lee on the field. You can see the dog as well. There he is, Kwok Kachung. That loose head prop there, who's basically taken over the mantle of Hewson. And I'm sure Mr. Hewson will be watching in Hong Kong today. Hopefully he's had time to shave off that beard of his. There's some unusual hairstyles in this Hong Kong setup. I'm not sure if that will be rubber stamped. Maybe it's the fact that Trevor Gregory is not in charge of the Hong Kong Union anymore. Standards might be starting to slip. Trevor, better be careful. Better put an email in there. We've got braids on Kato Lee. Funny hairbands on two of the backs. As we well know, these things when we're on tour in rugby, sometimes I like to have a bit of a laugh, helps with team bonding. But I hope they're getting seriously fined as Thailand come away on attack. Only seconds left in this game and they're down 40 points. What can they construct? Give themselves a little bit of a momentum shift as Kumquat decides to pierce the defence. Good run from him. And again, Chattanai on the outside here, screaming for the ball. And he might not be needed. That's a great run from Lim Phai Bon. He's a real game player, this Lim Phai Bon. Playing at the forwards, but a wing and seven, so showed some real pace there. Now here's Shalom Yu. Doesn't look like the knee's bothering him anymore. He's scooted away there. As usual, when the men on the outside have got the ball in their hands and a chance of a try, the injury magically disappears, so that's good news too for the Hong Kong squad, that he seems to be back to full pace. Yu Kam Shing, a little winded from that run perhaps. If you're watching live on YouTube, get onto Twitter and give us your feedback. Hashtag A7S. And that one's gone wide, and that's the end of the match. So pretty impressive from Hong Kong, you've got to say. As we expected, of course. Certainly cementing themselves as the team to watch in this Asian Sevens Series, with a victory in the Hong Kong leg and an opening victory over Thailand, 45 points to 0.